All right, so it says here, most air ever, VaporMax 2, $190. Nike's groundbreaking running innovation, 7 years in the making, undergoes a new evolution. The Nike Air VaporMax Flyknit 2 places the most air ever directly underfoot for an unbelievably light and flexible feel. Huh. What about the Air VaporMax 1? I'm confused. What is going on, guys? Hatz here, CollectiveKicks.com. Wanted to bring you guys this video today on the Nike Air VaporMax Flyknit 2, big mouthful of words, and I want to compare it to the VaporMax 1. But this is something that is a little bit concerning to me because Nike's promoting this as the most air ever with the VaporMax 2. So when you have the sequel to something and you're promoting it as the most air ever, does that imply that there is more air in the VaporMax 2 than in the VaporMax 1? But if you look at images of the VaporMax 2, it looks exactly the same. So I don't know, I want to do a comparison side by side, and we can look at this together and debunk whether or not this actually has more air or not. Box says Nike Air VaporMax Flyknit 2, $190. This is the Dusty Cactus colorway. It says VaporMax on the side. Ooh, look at that shiny little logo. Then you have the metallic logo with a Nike swoosh on the top as well. And the shoes, boom, boom. I personally am not really sure quite how I feel about the VaporMax 2. I don't really think it deserves the sequel to the first one. The VaporMax 1 came out like 11 months ago, just about a year ago now. And this shoe, as crazy and odd as this has been, it's definitely earned its spot on people's feet. And a lot of people either love this shoe still or hate this shoe still. But now that you've created the newer model of this, you already alienated half the people that don't like the shoe anyway. But then there's the people that do like the shoe, and they're kind of on the fence of whether or not they like this shoe. It's kind of a bad look for the fact that they're trying to bring a sequel. It's not like a Terminator 2 sequel here. Like, this is not better than the original. For those that want to argue that Terminator 2 is not better than the original ones, I have no words for you. No, in all seriousness though, like, it just doesn't make too much sense. This does not look like a 2.0. This looks like a VaporMax 1.25 or something like that. There's just not a lot of differences to this shoe to really make it that much better than the original one. Let's go ahead and look at the most important thing, and the thing that I care about is the sole. Like, why would they put this? It's literally the same exact sole. Like, there's no upgrades on this sole. If you had to count every single plastic rubber nib on the bottom here, it's exactly the same. It's literally the exact same air unit. Yeah, maybe I'm reading too deep in this. Maybe they're just speaking specifically of the VaporMax air unit, which is true. The VaporMax air unit does have the most air ever, but the VaporMax 1 and 2, there's no difference. So now that we've established that the midsoles literally are exactly the same, there is no difference. And if I'm wrong, please comment and let me know that I'm wrong, but they look 100% the same. Obviously this one's black and this one's white, but seriously. Anyway, moving on from that, the differences between the two shoes. The first major difference is the placement of the swoosh. Obviously you have the hyperfused swoosh on the side of the shoe. On the 2, they actually have a hyperfused encased swoosh, but it feels like this is raised in a different material, as you can see. And on the inside of the shoe, you can see they minimized the swoosh on the VaporMax 2. You can see both pairs do feature the Flywire material. And the Flyknit material looks pretty much the same on both models as well. You can see the perforation on the toe box looks about the same. And they also have reinforced Flyknit on the toe guard. On the toe cap, there is a little bit of a difference though. There is more hyperfuse on the first version than on the second. I'm not really sure why they cut it back. The collar height looks a little bit higher on the second version. And then they also added the pull tab on the back, which is a nice plus. They did throw out the VaporMax branding on the back, but you can see they do have a little strip right there for 3M. And obviously the biggest change of the shoe is this heel cup. They went from this hyperfuse type material on the heel of the shoe that basically came all the way down right here. And now the hyperfuse really just comes from here and it goes straight down underneath this swoosh. So there's actually hyperfuse all the way to here on the first pair, and then the hyperfuse ends right here on the second pair. So it's much, much less. I don't know why they ended up doing that, but they did add this plastic support over top of the hyperfuse on the second version. And in a really interesting design, you can see, I don't know why they did the big, huge dots. It was an odd choice, but kind of looks cool, I guess. And lastly, the VaporMax branding has changed. It just says VaporMax on the tongue instead of Nike VaporMax. So I think that they did that because they took it away from the back. All in all, I think that the updates are pretty minimal to be calling this a second version of the original. At the same time, this does add a pop to the shoe that I didn't really love it first, but honestly, when I put them on feet, I was like, these actually look kind of fresh. And this colorway actually, I think, looks better than I anticipated as well. And if you guys are actually interested in buying the VaporMax 1 or 2, I will link them in the description for your consumption. But I already did a really detailed video on the VaporMax and a month after wearing this shoe and my overall thoughts on the shoe. It's a shoe that, again, people are gonna love or hate. And I feel like they took from the population of the people that loved the shoe, and now they don't really like the second version of the shoe. So I don't think that this is gonna have like a mainstay. I feel like this is gonna be like the Air Max 96. Everybody knows about the 93, 95, 97s. There is some in between there though that really didn't have a good stride, and I think that this might be in that same vein of just one that maybe people forget. But leave a comment, let me know what you guys think or how wrong I am. Some of my complaints were the transition from heel to toe on the VaporMax 1. I just didn't like the overall segmented feel, that it feels like you're going click, 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 click. Like when you're actually transitioning from heel to toe, click, 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 click. I don't like that. And if they improved any of that on the VaporMax 2, then that's something that I would have been wanting to see an improvement on. And the way that they worded it, it made it sound like it's like, hey guys, a new and improved VaporMax Air unit. But it's not. Like, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Anyways, my little mini rant of that is over. I still do like the product, but all in all, I think that the VaporMax 2 is a decent shoe, and I actually like it better on feet than I did in pictures. So leave some comments though. Let me know what you guys think about the VaporMax 2. And thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys for some more videos soon. Peace, guys.